So I formally welcome you all to the round table. I'm so happy you all joined and we can have some discussion. And as Sir already said, we've decided to reduce the panel size so we have more meaningful conclusions at the end. So without further ado, I'll just introduce the topic again. Um, English in India has divorced itself from its colonial tag and is now the lingua franca, time that we work at excelling in it. So that's the topic we'll be discussing, and I think Kirat sir can take it from here.
Somewhere I think the approach, and especially while I think in the metros the approach has changed a little towards English, but but even today, the language is viewed as something that gets you it's a passport for you to move into a certain strata of society. It makes you more employable, and we accept the language grudgingly, which is huge. So when if somebody says it's a passport to the world, I think they're not wrong in that context.
I completely endorse that it is the lingua franca. It needs to be worked upon and taken in as the main language nowadays because it's incorporated so well into our system in today's world, and especially during this pandemic times. The online teaching has taken the child so very close to this language that anything, if he has to surf on the net, go and do a research, it is English based. So it's bound to come very naturally to all of us so that we read more, we communicate more, and we also be better presenters. Earlier, they were thinking in Hindi and writing in English. Now they are thinking in English and expressing themselves well. So I completely endorse that this is the time that we should go in with this language, more of reading, more of communication, making us to be global citizens.
Same time, calling it lingua franca in a way is fine. But what about the referential and the only communicative purpose for which we are still using English? Are we ready as Indians to adopt the culture also? Because a language will not come without its culture.
English is one language which never, it has not ceased to evolve. I think the only language of the world which has evolved so beautifully. And definitely I'm a person from a physics background. So if I have to do some research, right, I'll have to look for a research journal or research paper. It has to come, it definitely I'll find the best in English language. So it is definitely, it is not wrong to say that English is the language of science. English is the language of business.
Communication skills, that is one beautiful and common medium that we all use. And everything is about expressing yourself. And when you are able to express yourself well, you will be able to get across to whomsoever is in front of you. And that comfort level you will get if you are a confident person. That confidence, of course, comes with the language.
And English is here to stay. I think today the world is, there is so much of intermingling of ideas through the internet, traveling people traveling from here, businesses coming, investing here, Indian businesses going and investing outside, that, the one common language that is going to be necessary for professional success, at least, is going to be English.
The kind of attitude towards English speaking is changing rapidly. Now, as educationists, I think sensitizing parents, it can be one of the ways of encouraging children, to read and to read good literature. But more than that, I feel that right from primary classes, if we can just expose them to good reading habits, if as educators we are if we can do that for the young generation, we tell them, and in fact you needn't tell them, if you just read yourself as teachers, if we are doing reading, and if our children get into the habit of reading for pleasure in English, I think we needn't do anything else. We don't have to take banners and tell people that, oh, English is a great language. No, it will just make its way on its own. We don't have to do anything. It is just good reading material which is available, and we are lucky that we have a pool of good authors, writers. They have written some amazing children's books, and just exposing them to good literature is what needs to be done at the level of the school. That's all. No gyan.
Wonderful.
So if reading habits are inculcated in kids at a very young age, and you give them that kind of platform where they read books, I really feel that it goes on a long way. Obviously, as compared, they become more imaginative, more communicative. But apart from that, they start thinking in the language. They start making that language as one of their own. Was that if schools could do something like what I felt that as a teacher, they used to start the day with a reading time for the kids, where a bell they just used to struck a bell, and the entire school from grade 1 to grade 12, the kids used to bring books from home, and they used to read, and there used to be pin drop silence for 1 hour. And this was a very fruitful exercise, because we could see at the end of the year that how much it has helped children.
Just put them on a track of what is a stipulated track, or what we've always learned and always gone through. It'll be, I think, a roadmap which we are giving them, which is very easy to follow. So we read, we stop, we let them dream, we let them be thinkers, and we let them come out with their own expressions. And it is absolutely mesmerizing to see the kind of expressions they bring to the story, the kind of thought process they bring to the story.
Netflix, if you see any series in Hindi, it's been translated in English. There's always English subtitles are always available. Somebody is translating the entire Hindi script into English. People are finding employment there as well. So every movie is getting English subtitles. There is a Spanish movie, French movie, a German movie. Okay. So yes, we are looking at English being the language of the world. Yes.